Caleb, I'm just gonna throw this out there so it's said, okay? You're freaked out. You're freaked out to be meeting me, having this conversation in this room at this moment, right? But can we just get past that? The whole employer-employee thing?
It's good to meet you, Nathan.
It's good to meet you too, Caleb. This building isn't a house. It's a research facility. And I want to talk to you about what I'm researching.
Ex Machina. It's the directorial debut of Alex Garland. You guys probably don't know who that is, but he wrote a couple of screenplays that you may know about. 28 Days Later. He did that. He also did Sunshine. He also wrote Sunshine. So 2 movies that Danny Boyle directed. He also wrote the underrated Dredd movie, Judge Dredd movie. Flop.
Was that underrated? Was it a good movie?
It's a really good movie.
I enjoyed it.
It's a really fun movie.
Yeah, it's a very cool concept too.
Yeah.
And that's from a comic book, right?
That's right.
But to still like bring that up.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but not a lot of people want to see it, so now we're not going to get another one. So this is his directorial debut, and it stars Oscar Isaac,
Woo, 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 woo.
Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know about Domhnall Gleeson, he's actually the son of Brendan Gleeson. You guys have seen 28 Days Later?
You don't say.
The fat dad in 28 Days Later, that's his dad. So.
The one that gets it in his eye?
Yeah. That's
They look...
just a fat version.
So he's from where?
They're Irish.
Irish.
I should have known.
Irish or Scottish. Let me...
Irish. I looked it up earlier today.
Good. Well, you know what? Someone's been doing his research.
Hey, man.
There you go.
Thank you.
Working hard, hardly working. Well, you can also see these two pretty soon in Star Wars. They're going to be kind of a big deal. But now, you know, they're doing their independent movie thing.
It's kind of a big
Wait, which one's it? I know.
They're both going to be.
Oh,
They're both
really?
going to be in Star Wars. But we don't know exactly who Gleason's going to be. But let's think or talk about that after. So let's talk about the plot. Domhnall Gleeson plays Caleb, who is a computer programmer, right? A computer programmer that gets chosen to go to his boss's house. His boss, played by Oscar Isaac, his name is Nathan, who spends a week at this isolated mansion in the far reaches of somewhere. Looked like the gardens of Jurassic Park. The grass was so green and shit. But when you go inside his house, everything looks like what Steve Jobs would have liked as his house. Shit, everything's super high tech. Oscar Isaac has something planned for him. He has some kind of a test experiment that he wanted to try. Apparently, he created artificial intelligence, and it comes in the form of a bad bitch. And he wanted to get Domhnall Gleeson to experiment to see if he can be convinced, even though he knows it's a robot, that she might have a conscience. Now, the bad bitch AI is played by Alicia Vikander. Ooh-wee. It becomes kind of a psychological mind game because he doesn't know if she's being real, if she's not, if he's falling for her or not, you know, or what if Nathan is actually playing a little bit of mind game on him.
Did you program her to flirt with me?
If I did, would that be cheating?
Wouldn't it?
Caleb, what's your type?
Of girl?
No, of salad dressing. Yeah, of girl. What's your type of girl? You know what? Don't even answer that. Let's say it's black chicks. Okay? That's your thing. For the sake of argument, that's your thing. Okay? Why is that your thing? Because you did a detailed analysis of all racial types and you cross-referenced that analysis with a points-based system? No. You just attracted to black chicks. A consequence of accumulated external stimuli that you probably didn't even register as they registered with you.
Did you program her to like me or not?
I programmed her to be heterosexual, just like you were programmed to be heterosexual.
Nobody programmed me to be straight.
You decided to be straight? Please, of course you were programmed. By nature or nurture or both. And to be honest, Caleb, you're starting to annoy me now because this is your insecurity talking. This is not your intellect.
So it all becomes very...
A lot of deception.
Very, exactly. A lot of deception. Very psychological. How'd you feel?
First, I want to say...
This
the
guy...
cinematography.
This guy was already trying to leave the theater. This is just too slow.
No, look.
No.
Yeah, I thought the
I
pacing,
want my $13 back.
No, I thought the pacing could have been better, but the cinematography... I didn't mention this before, but it was pretty good.
Gorgeous movie to look at. It is a gorgeous movie to look at.
Oscar Isaac's role was really good. Like his personality was really good. I liked his character.
Very cocky.
Yeah.
Very
sarcastic.
Very cocky. Very charismatic.
Very genius.
Sarcastic.
Genius. Yeah. Genius who didn't want to just talk about being a genius. He wants to dumb things down. Because he already knows he's a genius.
It's like, okay, I think this could have been part of the, scripting, but like I had said, I thought, no, I can't think of his name.
Caleb,
yeah, I thought that his dialogue could have been more, but that's, of course.
But you see, that's where I disagree with you, man. Because I really, really felt like the writing was spot on with the characters and through the actors. I think that the casting of Domhnall Gleeson as Caleb, he plays his character so vulnerable that you actually start believing with him. And
the movie made you believe too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The conversations that they would have between each other.
But like also what we got to see,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like was
you fell for it there. You fell for it.
I did.
You would have opened the door.
Yeah, I would have, because I think that's what the movie was trying to do as well. Was trying to win us over in the sense, for the build up and whatnot. I thought it was cast well. I thought everyone was cast well, to the girl that I didn't understand at all. Body language, eyes, it was all there.
Hell yes.
And directed well. Don't know.
Ooh, for a first time director, I guess he must have taken a lot of good notes from other directors, and it was gorgeous. And I didn't find it slow at all. I thought that the slow pacing was a perfect build of the tension that was mounted. On and on. There was
from the trailer, you would think that it would have been like this.
Oh, I never saw the trailer.
From the trailer I saw, I thought it was gonna be like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So watching it had a whole nother is what it is. But
so you were let down by it, but you were surprised by it.
I was surprised
in a good way.
In a good way, I was surprised. Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't upset me. I saw it and I was just like, okay, I can get with it because it's bringing a lot of truth to it. And there's so much other things going on that I don't need that. Like, I didn't go to watch the movie so it could be fast-paced,
Right.
I went there to find out, okay, so what's going on?
You didn't need all that, extra action, the fast pace to get you interested.
Yeah, because it's still enough, because still, with all the slowness, it made me feel so much from the way it was shot, from the things that are in it.
Mm-hmm.
I can say for myself, I felt alone with him when he was there for the first night, and I was scared, and I felt like I needed to watch my back.
This is not a subject that's brand new. They've been doing this plot for a long time, since Blade Runner. We got Blade Runner. We have iRobot. This year we got 3. Like I said, this year we had 3. We got Chappie, we have this one, and we have Avengers: Age of Ultron coming out in a couple of days. So like this is between Chappie, Ultron, and this movie. It's really the same basic plot of the concept. Of the artificial intelligence going out of control.
Yeah.
And whether it can be used for good or evil. all that.
I would have to say this is one of the most realistic ones.
The realistic takes for you?
Yeah. A little bit over budget though, but
With the glossy look and the special effects. I don't know how much the budget was. Let me fucking find out. The budget was just $16 million.
And that's what, fairly low?
Relatively low for
I mean, you ain't gonna have 60 million and make no Avengers.
Right, 16. I mean, District 9 was made for 30.
You might get half of Iron Man's suit with the 16.
For $16 million, I know all the, because there's only really 4 actors in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Throughout the whole movie. So, the special effects were on point. What
the
else?
score.
And it wasn't like, the movie wasn't talking to you about, sorry, my bad. The movie wasn't talking to you in like gibberish. You know where you watch a lot of movies, especially I'll say like sci-fi films, where they're saying things, and this isn't to downplay those films, but obviously, like if you hear Star Trek, they're gonna have Star Trek lingo in there,
Mm-hmm.
or
they kind of made fun of that in this movie.
Yeah,
they kind of made,
but they used it for their for the truth in it, right? But when he was explaining things in it, it wasn't like you needed a glossary of what these words meant, or
right.
per se. Like, it was put in a simple way.
The character of Caleb would do something or try to do something like that, and the maker, the creator, Nathan, would always tell him to simplify it.
Yeah,
He just wants everything to be simple. He doesn't need something smart, and that's really was made for the audience.
Yeah.
And
that's great, man.
What I really liked about this movie is that it's not a message movie. It's not a movie about like how society should treat artificial intelligence and the dangers that it could have. It's just, a simple movie with a simple story, with a lot of tension, with a lot of fear,
a lot of things.
And trying not to do so much with it, it does great things with it, rather than other movies that try to do so much like Chappie did. Chappie tried to do a message movie with an action, with a drama, but trying to tell you about the way society is with technology and everything, and it failed miserably. This one wasn't trying to do that. It was just trying to be a smart thriller and to entertain audiences, and it did that in spades.
It did.
Out of 1 through 5, what would you give Ex Machina?
I would give it a 4.5.
4.5, pretty high. Pretty high for somebody who's complaining so much.
But that's because I was rushed. It wasn't on my radar to watch.
I give this movie a 4.7.
A lot of fractions here.
Yeah, it just half.
Because it's just right. That's exactly what I feel it, man. Because it did, like you were saying, man, it wasn't trying to cram a bunch of stuff in there. You could understand the stuff. So seeing as far as like the type of people who can go and see that film, like for instance my father, like I went to watch Interstellar with my dad. My dad did not like that movie.
Because there was so much going on.
Because there was so much going on. But I liked the movie. I get,
For the ambition.
Yeah, and like for going there.
I didn't like Interstellar, but yeah.
I liked it. There's some other movie my pops didn't like. But anyways, we won't go there. But what I'm just trying to say is like a movie like that, I still think it was very complex and very detailed in a lot of ways. And I guess this isn't to say that, when the things that are detailed and complex have to be very heavy and has to be crammed in with a bunch of
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be.
But it really doesn't have to be. I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of these movies, that it tries to do too much. And something that could be done so simple and beautiful.
Yeah.
So with that, you give it a 4.7.
I give it a 4.7 because it still had a lot of originality to it as well. With, I'm pretty sure there's a million AI movies that are out that you and I don't even know about.
Probably.
So a reoccurring thing like that, man. But the situation that it was in, and then with the characters, and like it didn't ever have me like, okay, well, come on, what's gonna go next? Like I was right there. It had me patient. I don't know about Aaron, man. He was shopping.
Aaron was shopping on his damn phone every chance he got.
That was before the movie started.
Now, I would give it a solid 4. Now, I give it a solid 4 because I love the movie. I fucking thought it was great. I had a great time with it. The things that I love the most are the fact that, we already talked about, it kept it simple, and it stuck with the main 3 characters. So we got to slowly know all 3 characters, whether they were, I know the character of Domhnall Gleeson, Caleb, he came in as honest as possible, and he was the most vulnerable because he was the toy between the robot and the creator. So, and I thought that was very, very human. They were humanly complex characters, and the more you got to know the creator, Nathan, the creepier he got, and the more interesting he got, and that when you started questioning whether or not you could trust him or not. Same thing with her. The more time you spend with her, it was all just a mind game. That it kind of blew my mind that even the main character of Caleb didn't even know whether he was real or not, and I thought that was very creepy. Now, with all that being said, I can't fully give this a great score, a perfect score, because I found it a bit predictable. With all,
true. Yeah,
it's very humanly complex, and that's the best thing the movie had going for it, that it was humanly complex. But story-wise, I could kind of feel where it was going. It's almost like saying there's only one door to get out from, because and I think about it I don't know how exactly they could have ended, but to me I was just well, there was only the way they were setting it up.
I'm a little shocked. I'm a little shocked per se on how it
ended.
Yeah, on how it ended, because yes, there were these undertones of dark, you know what I'm saying? And
as soon as you stepped inside the house, there were dark undertones everywhere.
But then the other thing that they brought in between memories and stuff like that, that light would overshadow that so much more. So I didn't know what thread they were on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They shuffled that well, I would have to say. So from the beginning, from the moment I hit your show, no way, don't go in there.
Right,
you
of
don't
course.
need that. I saw the trailer, don't go in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as the movie progressed, for me, it didn't set it up like that, which is interesting. That's good. That
you would think that a character like the main character, his name is Caleb, right? Caleb, Domhnall Gleeson's character, being such a smart guy, you would think he's seen enough movies with robots. I mean, the dude mentioned Ghostbusters, and Star Trek. I'm sure the main character would have seen enough robot movies to know what's gonna happen next, to be smart in his own situations. But I guess not. But
yeah, but
overall,
curiosity.
yeah, killed the cat.
Yeah, man.
But no, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I kind of would fault from this movie, is the fact that it's the storyline is very predictable. No matter how complex the characters were, that's the one thing that kept me seated, was the tone and the atmosphere and the tension of the film, plus how interesting these 3 characters were. But story-wise, been there, done that. We've seen this done before. Just this time, it's in a great way. I would definitely recommend everybody to see this movie, though. For sure. At least until Avengers drops. And then when you're done with Avengers, probably watch Avengers again. And then you watch this.
What will happen to me if I fail your test?